What's up? I'm Steven.
I'm Eric, and this is the story so far. Welcome to the show.
And you know what would be cool is if one of these times we were to do that. I'm Steven. I'm Aaron. And this is the story so far together, which would be awesome. Just like totally random too though, not like planned or anything.
I was going to say, I'm not going to sit and practice that stuff with you.
No kidding, you homosexual. Alright, we're going to kick this thing off right this week with football, because some people just aren't ready yet. So
don't worry about it. If I don't talk about it, I don't talk about it. It's ticking me off.
just some stuff, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, week 2 just went down. Week 3 starts tomorrow in the NFL.
I don't know. G-Men are going to have a tough game.
We're not there yet, okay? We're on week 2 still.
Well, I'm just talking about tomorrow. You brought up tomorrow. I'm just saying. I don't know if the G-Men are going to do it because Nix is out.
Yes.
I can't remember that. I think it was Beal that's out.
Yeah, the lineman.
And
did you know he's Tom Coughlin's son-in-law?
son-in-law. Yeah, kind of wild, huh?
I guess he's got a pretty hot daughter though.
Yeah. And then running backs out too.
Jacobs? Brandon Jacobs?
No, Jacobs is with the 49ers.
I thought, oh yeah, he is. Ahmad Bradshaw.
Bradshaw is out.
I forgot that it was Bradshaw that stayed.
It's going to be a tough game tomorrow. So anyway, let's rewind to last week.
Week 2. Green Bay won, unfortunately. My Eagles pulled off another amazing win.
Pulled it out at the end.
Hey, it doesn't matter.
Last 3 minutes.
And I'll have you know that
Wait a second. What did you say?
it doesn't matter. We won.
Just remember those words.
I knew you were going to say that too, because I know that you're going to say something when I mention the Giants.
That's right.
But I already have a comeback for that too. Anyways, we beat the Ravens by 1, thanks to a rushing touchdown by Michael Vick. And we are the only team ever in the NFL, in the history of the NFL, to win their first 2 games by as many points. So, we rock. Yeah, I know, it's nothing to be proud of, we should be whooping butt, but it was the Ravens, not the sorry Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'll tell you, all I got to give you credit for is your team was 2-0. Okay, I'll give you credit.
Yeah, and atop the division, baby.
Until week 4.
Oh, jeez, here we go. Let's see. Buffalo beat Kansas City, no surprise there. Cincinnati beat Cleveland, no surprise there. Indianapolis beat Minnesota. Minnesota has been playing some close games, but Indianapolis pulled it out. I didn't pay attention to that one, so I don't know what Andrew Luck did, which I should have, because I'm kind of interested in see how he's going to do, as opposed to RG3. So,
I think RG's going to have the better year.
I agree.
Probably the better career, to be honest with you. I just somehow just watching him and what he's done preseason to now, I just honestly think that even throughout his whole career, regardless of what Luck does, I think that RG3 is going to have the better career.
I agree.
As long as the management for the Redskins surround him with a decent team.
Or any team where he goes.
Right now they're doing all right. We'll see how the rest of the career goes.
Well, they say that the coaching staff's they throw a couple of new plays in every week for him, and he seems to be learning pretty well, so he's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Miami beat Oakland. Spanked them.
Spanked them. Spanked those Raiders. Oof.
Arizona beat New England. Baby! But that kind of makes me nervous because we play Arizona this coming week. The Giants barely beat Tampa Bay.
Hey!
And they trailed the whole game. Yes, a win's a win. That's all that matters. But it's a sorry Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's all that matters.
Eli has become the king of the fourth quarter comeback.
Whoa, hey, where's this all coming from when it's my Eagles?
What are you talking about?
You're just hating on my Eagles, huh?
Seriously.
We're gonna have to listen to that playback. Rewind.
I'm not rewinding the show, but man, don't let that happen again. Come
No,
on.
I just want to know if you can hear it.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
Oh, I'm sure too. Carolina beat New Orleans. That means New Orleans 0-2. So, yeah. Houston beat Jacksonville. No surprise there. St. Louis beat Washington. I can't remember the highlights. Yeah, Seattle beat the crap out of Dallas by 20 points. So, I'm happy for that one.
Honestly, I think that Romo is pretty much a never was.
Never was, never has been, never will be. He's a washed up nobody. I just don't like him. I don't understand why they keep him.
I don't know. He in the past has proved to be a competent quarterback, but just not elite like he thinks that he is.
Yeah. Well, and I think a part of his problem too is that he thinks he can make these plays, and so he forces stuff when he doesn't need to or shouldn't.
And there again, there's case in point of management, and not specifically management, but the owner hampering the team with making personnel moves.
Yep.
Honestly,
well, and he's too involved in it too. He's a perfect example that an owner should not get involved in the everyday happenings.
Yeah, honestly, I think that once he dies, because he's never going to sell.
Oh, of course.
I think that once he dies, you'll start seeing a turnaround in the Cowboys, because they used to be dominant at times, but just over the last several years, they really haven't done that much.
Yep.
I think that once he dies, you'll start seeing a turnaround. I think sometime here in the next couple of years, you're going to start seeing a turnaround in the Raiders, because Al Davis was another one of those owners that was too hands-on.
Yep.
Didn't trust in his management and coaches.
Yep.
And so I think that's what's really hampered those two teams. And a lot of the players don't like to go to those two teams because of that.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Pittsburgh spanked the Jets.
I gotta say, the Jets, they're another team that's just miserable no matter what you do.
Yep.
Everybody thought that Tebow and Sanchez, and honestly, it doesn't even seem like those two guys are creating any kind of controversy there. They're just not doing anything.
Yep.
They need to step up their game and do something, whether it's creating controversy or something. They need to do something for that team, and they're just not doing it. I mean, what a piss-poor performance so far through 5 games in this season, including preseason.
Speaking of sorry performances and washed-up quarterbacks and stuff like that, Jay Cutler, that dude hasn't done really anything. He didn't do anything when he was with Denver, and he hasn't done anything since he's been with Chicago. Chicago needs to get a better quarterback. I think they should have drafted a quarterback as well.
I think they should have. Yeah.
So, and then his comments after the game were like, well, I do care. If they want somebody who doesn't care, then go ahead.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree.
San Diego spanked Tennessee. San Francisco beat Detroit. So.
Wasn't really too surprised by that.
I was not either, especially since it was in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And then Atlanta was spanking Denver, and then Denver started to come back, which proves to me that Peyton Manning still got it.
Oh, definitely. I definitely think that he still has it. The problem is that he dug himself too big of a hole in the first quarter with his interceptions.
Yep.
But to be honest with you, that's to be expected right at this point because of him just coming back off of that long hiatus.
Yeah.
So, Denver fans, I don't think you need to be panicking. I think that things are right on track with that team. Peyton's, I think he's right where he needs to be. He's just still knocking some of that rust off. And I'm willing to bet that this week you'll probably see a different outcome. But on the other hand, I mean, look at the Falcons, dude. Came in and took Denver down. I think they might be a team to watch this season.
They always are, though. They're always right there. They're one of the best home teams in the league, if not the best.
Yeah, Matt Ryan, he's actually proven to be a pretty decent young quarterback.
Yep.
So.
I don't think Denver's going to win this week, though. They're playing Houston. Although they might, because it's in Denver. So
Honestly, I think they will. I think they'll win this one.
we'll see. I'd be willing to take a bet on that one.
Yeah, I think I'd probably put a little money down on it if I was the betting man.
All right, on to week 3. Just to let you know what's happening. The Giants and Carolina play tomorrow. Go Carolina.
Jerk.
The Eagles and the Arizona Cardinals play on Sunday, and we'll probably get that one on television.
We'll see.
Woo-woo. St. Louis plays Chicago. Buffalo plays Cleveland. Tampa Bay plays Dallas. Come on, Tampa Bay. Detroit plays Tennessee. Jacksonville plays Indy. Jets play the Dolphins. The 49ers play Minnesota. Kansas City plays New Orleans. A bunch of 0-2 teams right there. Cincinnati plays Washington. Atlanta plays San Diego. Undefeated teams right there. Houston plays Denver. Pittsburgh plays Oakland. And New England plays Baltimore. And then Monday night we got Green Bay and Seattle. Come on, Seattle. So that's the updates for the NFL. Anything you'd like to go for? Even though there's more news from the NFL.
Go ahead. Keep on going with your news.
One thing I wanted to talk about was, speaking of the Falcons game, right after they won, their running back Michael Turner went out and got a DUI, driving 97 and a 65 or something like that.
Takes after you.
Hey, I've never had a DUI. I'll have you know.
50-something and a 25?
Actually, it was 74 and a 35.
But was that
Oh
a
my
DUI?
God.
No.
All right, there you go.
It was just
Okay, it was just-
double the speed limit.
Okay.
The ticket on that one was atrocious.
Oh, I'm sure.
$430 or something like that. Don't do double the speed limit. It's bad for you. And your pocketbook. Anyway, and really that's all I had from the NFL. Just I couldn't believe that he went and missed that.
I got a story from the NFL.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Another one. But go ahead. I'll let you tell this one.
Sad story. Steve Sable, president of NFL Films, brings you all the quality films to watch. If any of you have the NFL Network, you've seen his work earlier, probably in the 90s, definitely in the 80s, 90s, not so much in the 2000s on some of the primetime stations. You'd see some of his films from the NFL Films on there. But anyway, he was president of NFL Films. He died this week of brain cancer. He was only 69. And he was also the narrator of quite a few of them. So, produced high quality documentary style films on the NFL, and it was awesome. So it's sad to see him go. So,
Hold on, I got another story too.
oh, go ahead, please.
Do you know who Joshua Morgan is?
Sounds familiar.
He plays for the Washington Redskins, and he had a fourth quarter blunder. It really lost the game for him, pretty much. But he got death threats on Twitter.
Oh, I read that just today, as a matter of fact. Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
I mean, that is just stupid. I mean, it's big money game and all that, but you're fans, okay? Nothing you do is going to change that, except for killing somebody, and then you're going to wind up in jail. So, no reason. It's only one game. No reason to be sending death threats. Season is still very young.
Absolutely.
It's not like that he lost it in the division title game or anything.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, he got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty when they could have. I think they would have got a field goal to tie it and go into overtime, but instead it put him just out of the kicker's range.
Too bad.
So, honestly, I don't care because they're in my division, so a loss is good for me.
Yeah. On to other sports news. I don't know if anybody's been watching the sports news, but Shaun White, famous skateboarder. If you don't know him from skateboarding, he's world famous snowboarder, has his own snowboarding video game. He was arrested this week for public intoxication and vandalism. He got too drunk and went in and trashed his hotel room, ended up ruining a hotel phone.
Let me tell the story.
Oh.
I heard about it.
Producers got a little input.
Come on.
No.
You gotta get on
No,
camera.
she doesn't have to be on camera. Go ahead.
Oh.
So they talked about it yesterday and today on 97.1 podcast. He was at a wedding at a family function and did get drunk, trashed his room, and when the hotel people tried to come after him, he ran, fell, cracked open his head, bleeding everywhere, had to go to the hospital, and then got his mug shot. So we should really post his mug shot on the site.
He's also got a black eye too, so I think somebody punched him.
No, he got that from when he fell.
Oh.
But then he came out on his Twitter page and Facebook page and apologized because he did have too much fun.
We'll talk more about having too much fun in a little bit as far as celebrities go, because I've got a couple other things I saw today in the news. Another thing noteworthy that sort of sports related, but it's the sports entertainment world as far as wrestling goes, professional wrestling. And this also this goes to all of you fans. Yeah, I can't see you. Thanks, Cena. This is also for those of you who are fans of Saved by the Bell from the 90s. The guy that played Mr. Belding, his name is Dennis Haskins. He's actually dabbled a little bit in pro wrestling. He was a commissioner for a night for this little indie fed, and it seems like he may end up going into that a little bit more. So, kind of an interesting career move for him. It'll be interesting. I'll try and follow that and see if he gets further into it or not. But he's been making his money lately off of doing a lot of personal appearances and that. So, as far as celebrities go, let's just stay right on that. Have you seen Miley Cyrus's new haircut?
Yes.
I gotta ask. Is she trying to become pink?
You know what is hilarious about that is we were watching the VMAs a couple weeks ago, and I'd just been telling her about the new haircut. So I googled the picture and how she chopped it off and everything, and Pink was on the VMAs, and then Miley Cyrus, they showed Miley Cyrus on there too, and she's like, God, it's not evident who she tried to copy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, almost the exact haircut.
Just not Pink.
Yeah. It's just, wow. So, speaking about young ladies in the news, have you heard of Amanda Bynes?
Yes.
And how she's had her license revoked because of all these DUIs and hit and runs and different things. Dude, she keeps doing it.
I know.
And
she like on her fourth
she just did it just the other day. I mean, it's like yesterday, I think. I can't believe it. But she's had her license suspended, and yet she's still doing it. So it's just, I mean, come on. Can the cops not do something about this?
You would think so.
It's freaking ridiculous.
It's that celebrity status, though. I mean,
I think so.
Think of how many football players get caught with weed or whatever like that. Nothing happens. But a buddy of mine gets caught with a little baggie hanging out of his pocket because his friend points it out while they're pulled over, and he ends up getting a felony out of it.
Yeah, and all these celebrities can get away with it. And along those lines, Lindsay Lohan, last night.
Oh boy.
Last night, the story that I read was she apparently hit this guy in the crosswalk and drove away. And she was pulling into this club at this hotel, and he was crossed right in front of her, and she apparently clipped him and knocked him down, supposedly. And then she went on into the club, and then as she came back out, as she was going in, the guy recognized who she was, called the cops, and then when she came out of the club, the cops arrested her. But there was video of it, and the video apparently shows that she missed him. So this guy is saying that she clipped him, knocked him down, he's got torn ligaments and everything. It'll be interesting to see what happens. The funny thing about that is like we're saying, with all these young celebrities, well, celebrities in general, that are going out, can't handle the fame, and just go out, get drunk, and think they can do whatever they want to do. That's the result of that, is because now she's been in trouble so much, everybody knows that she's been in trouble, so now they're trying to get her for being in trouble.
All the hearsay. All they have to do is say, she did this.
So the cops arrested her, took her to jail. No, none of the cops said that she was drunk or anything. People she was with said that she wasn't drunk. She went to see Slash, formerly of Velvet Revolver and Guns N' Roses. Went to see a concert that he was putting on. She was backstage with him. Now the thing about that is that Slash has been sober for a while, so he does not allow drinking backstage. So if she was backstage, obviously she wasn't drinking.
Right.
So I think that Slash needs to come out and set the record straight on if she was drunk or not. I'm willing to bet that she probably wasn't drunk, and this is just somebody trying to take advantage of her being in trouble and claiming that she was drunk and just looking for a quick way to get some money.
Yeah.
So
I'd agree.
You know, definitely, if you ever become famous, you just got to watch yourself. I mean, typically there's always a handful of celebrities that you see in the tabloids or in the news because they're getting in trouble. But think of all the other celebrities you don't see in the news. And it's because they know how to handle their fame and their wealth. And they've got people helping them out. So, I know that if I ever were to become famous, I've actually already got a plan in place for if that were to ever happen. It never will. It never will. Don't think I have illusions of this. But if it were ever to happen, I've already got a plan in place so that I wouldn't go out and blow all my money and end up screwing up. Or if I did, and I ended up getting sued, people can come after me for my money. So I've got plans in place for that because I've thought that out. Not that I would go out and get drunk and all that because I just don't do that kind of thing. So, you got anything else?
Oh, I'm waiting for you.
Well, a couple of things. If you guys follow me on Facebook, occasionally you'll see that I like different pages. 2 pages that I've liked recently that you really should check out. One is survival based, and next week I will have an article from them. I wanted to have it this week, but I couldn't pull it up on the iPod. I should have just pulled it up on the computer and had it printed out, but my apologies. But next week I will make sure that I have an article from that. But it just gives you survival tips for power outages or different survival scenarios, just to make sure that you are prepared for different things. Talks about getting your food storage up and what tools you'll need, different sorts of things like that. And then also from that site, I also found another one called Money Crashers, which also gives you tips on how to handle your money. So 2 sites I definitely recommend. The reason why I recommend survival based is now we're coming up towards the end of September. In the year.
No! 3 months!
What?
The end of the world in 3 months.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
I just want to point this out. Who is saying that the end of the world is in 3 months? Besides the fact that it's the Mayan calendar.
Well, that's pretty much it right at this point. The last guy that said that it was the world was going to end put up all these billboards, and he was dead wrong.
Of course. So, and then he did his calculations wrong, and it's supposed to end a little later. But
yeah, well, he was still wrong.
So who studied the Mayan calendar and said that it ends December 21st?
You'll have to teach me. I don't know.
I don't know either, to be honest with you. I'm assuming it's some kind of a scholar, though. First of all, the guy wasn't a Mayan, I'm pretty sure. Just saying. And who, I just want to recall back in 1999 as the new millennium was about to be brought in, who said, "Oh no, Y2K, and then nothing happened.
True. But let me tell you this, it just never hurts to be prepared.
I agree with you there.
And I'm not saying go out, buy your survival bunker and all that garbage, but it never hurts to be prepared for any kind of an emergency, and that's what this site is all about. It's not saying prepare for it. But for those of you that do believe that the world is going to end on the 21st of December this year, go to that site. It helps you get prepared. You're definitely going to want to have a lot of the stuff that they have on that site. They have a list, and that's one of the things I'm going to be reading next week of the top 10 things that you need to have for your survival gear. And I'll make sure I have that list for next week. We'll throw it out there. But thought I'd start bringing that stuff out. It's also a nod back to the beginning of this show as far as the story so far, because I used to do a zombie survival tip every week. So,
nerd.
Of course.
Anyway, also, I just want to add this. Since you're singling out the people who believe in the end of the world coming December 21st, for those of you who don't, it's good to be prepared for anything anyway.
It is, and that's what I'm trying to say. Is it's good to be prepared for anything, for a blackout, for whatever, a natural disaster. That's what this site is about. It's not about just being prepared for the end of the world, zombie apocalypse, or any of that. It's about being prepared for anything.
All right.
Natural disaster or anything. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what part of the 10 tips will be about. Is just having a general survival kit for anything.
Okay.
So we'll definitely deal with that next week. I think we're going to be coming to the end of the show, unless you got some other stuff.
Yeah, I just want to point out that in about 2 weeks, maybe 3. Yeah, more like 3. NBA starts. First Jazz pre-season game on October the 8th against the Golden State Warriors. Whoop whoop. So.
Whoop whoop. I'm with you.
Oh yeah, and I just want to point out, be watching for the new logo.
It's on the site. So go ahead and check it out.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
You may have seen it already on the site.
Whoa. Taylor, I'm sorry, but Beyonce had one of the best albums of the year. Had to go Kanye on you, that's all. You don't remember that from a few years ago?
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, I think that Eminem raps about it.
Does he?
Yeah, he
Sweet.
snatched the mic from him. Yeah, that was tight, but
he's actually still rapping?
yeah, he still does.
Oh, good for him.
Pretty good.
Alright, so go ahead. Sorry, back to the logo.
Anyways, logo's on the site. Go check it out.
That's all you had to say. Okay.
No, that's not all I had to say, but
Please.
we got douchebag
Hold on a
over
second.
here. See what I mean? Douchebag over here. King douchebag. Anything else that you'd like to talk about today?
Yeah, how about you say hi to your mom for me?
My mom's not here.
No, she'll be watching.
Hi, Mom.
She'll love your comments. Just
I know.
Alright. Good man.
She knows you're a douchebag.
No, thanks.
She tells me all the time.
I bet she does.
That Aaron Mizell, he's just such a douchebag.
Alright, so for those of you that are into the local music scene, and as always, we try and keep you up to date on some of the local music. Jedi from Opal Hill Drive has a show coming up on the 28th of this month at 11 p.m. at the Hookah Lounge. So look it up online, go check it out. He's definitely a great singer. This is going to be a solo show for him, so it'll be pretty awesome to check that out. I'm not quite sure if we're going to make it to that one. It'd be nice if we could, but I really don't know at this point. We'll have to check our calendars. And as usual, I think next week we'll also have some more bands to talk about. Still trying to hook up some interviews here for the near future. And we would like to throw out a shout out to Lindsay Privet of Masser Media. Thanks to her for making our logo. We greatly appreciate that, the hard work she put into that. And we're very proud of that. So now we're going to start trying to look to make some t-shirts and all that for us.
See, that's what I was trying to go for before you started interrupting.
Who? Alright, well I think that's been the show for this week. I'm Aaron.
I'm Steven. This is a story so far.
We'll catch you next time.